Hey guys, I'm Chris.
I'm Hunter.
And welcome back to Eternal Summer. This is our podcast, and today we're going to be talking about another one of our tours. It's going to be a little different than the last two, just because there are some funny stories, but we're also going to go into a little bit more personal stuff with this one, just because a lot more personal stuff happened this tour, really. But yeah, it should be pretty good. It was when we went to Chicago. It's good stuff, good stuff.
It was a good year. I like that year.
It was a good year. It was a good year.
I like that year.
I feel like, because that was the year, it was the year before that where I was like thinking about quitting this, and I was like, I'm kind of done, whatever. And I remember it like clear as day. I was peeing in my parents' bathroom, looking at their like medicine cabinet, and I was like, I should do this one more year. I don't want to quit yet, and I didn't.
I remember. I remember going after every year, until Celebrate. Well, no, even Celebrate I was iffy, kind of the same.
Yeah, it's just like after every one, it's like I don't want to do this.
Yeah, but then I would straight up go to my mom and be like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, and then they would like come over for sign ups like next year, and I was like, do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
because they'd always do it like right after tour.
Yeah.
They'd be like, okay, so you want to do it? It's like, yeah, I want to do
it's like
that
they knew. It's like they knew when to do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's true. Well, it's because it was hard. It wasn't easy.
But then after Chicago was like it was different. Like I came back from tour and I told my mom, I was like, I'm doing it next year. So
I'm ready to do it again. Let's freaking get this going. Yeah. And at that point after Chicago, like you had done Freaky Fridays before, but I hadn't. And I was like, I'll do Freaky Fridays. Heck yeah.
I think that time we did Freaky Fridays, the only reason I did Freaky Fridays because you were doing it.
Really?
I don't think I would have done it again.
And real quick, Freaky Fridays is the thing we did in October. So there was like Freaky Fridays in October. We were all zombies it was Halloween music. Was super fun. We would rehearse during the summer, or we'd start like
literally
right after tour.
The last group of tour would get off, and then that week we would be doing it again.
They'd be like, Kim would have like 3 days off, give or take. But yeah, so we do that, and then there were the Christmas and spring stuff, which we've already told you about. But yeah, so this was it was. I quite enjoyed it. I wish I would have done it more. Mm-hmm. I think that was like one of my favorites. If I could do Freaky Fridays and then spring and just skip Christmas,
that would have been honestly that would have been ideal too. I mean, I like the Christmas part of it because you get to go do everything that's throughout,
which is fun. Like,
but
go
I don't know, like maybe not Christmas. Performing it. Maybe let my siblings do it and I just go that way. That would have been better.
Yeah, I mean it's good either way. I mean it was fun to perform too.
Yeah, but
yeah. So I did Freaky. We all did Freaky Fridays.
I think after Chicago, you and me and there was a couple others.
Yeah.
That we started taking Clayton more seriously.
Way more seriously.
And we were more like, down for it, and we were like ready to
I think that's because in Chicago this was the first time we ever saw it like actually like helping someone, like making a difference,
Yeah, and I mean, because like it kind of like in reality, I don't think we even touched on this because I started thinking about this in the New York tour. We didn't talk about going to Ground Zero.
No, we didn't.
So Clayton, a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, like a lot of it was performing, but it was performing for others to try and brighten their day, make their day better.
And like we've said, I think we've said a couple times, like a lot of it were like we've performed at homeless shelters, like all around the country, boys and girls clubs, always super fun, always good to have. Old folks homes, also super fun.
It was.
A lot of it was just like you said, brightening people's day.
Yeah, and
that was our goal.
And it was like a service oriented performance in a way.
Yeah.
Like when you go to like a Broadway play, or you go to like for Utah, if you go to Hellcenter Theater or any other plays, just in general,
like a professional theater.
Yeah, like a lot of those plays, actors aren't they're looking at a spot in the distance. They're not looking at you. Where in Clayton, it was kind of engraved in our heads to look at the person. So it was
sing to someone. Instead of looking at that spot way off in the distance, that light, whatever, look at someone in the audience. Choose someone in the audience and just stare at them. Mm-hmm. Which is actually crazy. Like, I never realized. Just not a quick side note, but like people don't like to be like have eye contact.
They don't at all. It weirds them out. So it's like.
Right. It's like I can hold someone's eye contact and be like, whatever, kind of from Clayton.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point in time like this is like when I learned like it's not a normal thing to do. This number one, like in performances and all, to create eye contact with somebody. Like there was a point in time like I was still doing Clayton, and it was after high school that I was going to a lot of plays. You were
going to a lot of plays. A lot of performances.
to support people.
Some people that were in Clayton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd go to the performances and think like that was great. That they did a great job.
Yeah.
And just notice
It was a good high school performance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the one of them specifically, it was like the Salt Lake Performing School.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
I'd go to a lot of those plays, which they were great. But I was talking to one of the girls. I was like, I noticed you guys don't do like eye contact like we do in Clayton.
No.
And she was like, yeah, that's because doing eye contact isn't like a thing. Like that's like something that they do. That's cool, whatever. But like in a professional play, you don't want to creep people out.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I don't think it creeped most of the people out.
when we did our performances, it didn't it might have creeped people out, but it wouldn't like creeped people out. But like if you're doing like a play and like you're having like a segment where you're talking and you kind of have eye contact, like it's like okay. But like it was like something that was so engraved to me to create eye contact.
Yeah.
Sing to somebody, perform for somebody. It wasn't.
Well, and especially when it's like our audience is usually old people who don't get much attention. They don't, like, their families just don't come around in an old folks' home. Sad reality.
It is.
Less fortunate children who, or even not less fortunate children, but just children who are in boys and girls clubs, you know? They don't get a whole ton of that, like, interaction. They don't get those same opportunities that, other people would. So, kind of doing that.
And it's one of those things where it's great. And I mean, doing that, in all honesty, doing Clayton, like we've got a lot of opportunities like that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of opportunities. That's something I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, like honestly, who can you go like know that does singing a lot that you can ask them and they can tell you with 100% certainty that they got to sing on Ground Zero. Like as far as I'm aware, like I know there's people that have done it, but we're one of the select few that were allowed to.
Yeah, Ground Zero. I mean, Statue of Liberty.
A lot of people just do it, but like we did it.
Yeah, we like. We've sung
Times Square. We did it in Times Square.
Yeah.
We did. There's a ton.
Yeah,
of
there's
places.
tons of places.
Even the Temple Square, we sang.
Oh
in
in the cathedral, not just like outside, like every other high school. We actually got to sing in. It's their little like cathedral there. It's not like the conference center, the
tabernacle.
The tabernacle.
But it was
It's off a little ways, but it's not very many groups get to perform there. It's super cool. But and kind of going off what you were saying with like eye contact. Another thing that we would do is we would go out into the audience, and we'll kind of touch on this a little bit more because we're going to talk about
a specific place.
Yeah, one specific performance. I think you saw it there, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. But we'd always go out in the audience, and we would like talk to these people, whether it be, whatever performance it was. We were, as long as we were in costume, and our instructor kind of drilled this in our head. As long as we're in costume, we are performing. We are performers. We are representing something, and we need to act that way. And like it was super cool. Like with Newsies, it was like, yeah, dude, I got nothing else in the world to worry about besides selling papes. It was cool.
Yeah, it was like with Chicago, like with Chicago and Florida. Like I got to experience it twice. I think I looked forward to Chicago more than I did Florida, though, just because I knew where we were going and I knew the opportunities we were gonna have. Like when I found out, like this place that we'll talk about. When I found out we got to go there again, I was so ecstatic. It was one of the greatest performances I've ever been.
I know. I think it was my. This performance changed me, man.
That was a huge performance.
Like, it. Yeah. Well, again, we'll talk about it in a little bit.
So this year was 2014.
2014.
2014, and we were just in Encore this year.
And we were like, it was an okay encore. It was pretty good. They grew up to be a lot better, but I think most of that was because of this tour. I think a lot of people took it way more seriously. I think we were okay. And
I think it's not. It kind of not weeded out, but it kind of showed like those people that didn't really.
Yeah, they didn't really want to do it, which is fine. Like I get that.
It's not everybody's thing. It's
not everyone's thing, not at all. But those people who stayed, whoa.
Yeah,
that was the group we talked about last week. With Florida, it
was great,
really good.
I don't remember what Fame did. Medleys wise,
they did Fascinating Rhythm.
Okay,
and then Under the Sea.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because I remember we did Beach Boys, then we did Seussical.
Yeah, Seussical, which was super fun. Seussical and Beach Boys. Really
those
fun
costumes though. So
oh my gosh, those costumes!
had
I
to.
totally forgot about that.
So what's funny? So wintertime came around. Okay. Yeah, wintertime came around, and the ingeniousness of these costumes was to bring brightness of the you know Seussical. It's Dr. Seuss. You want to be, you know, bright, colorful.
Which,
you don't want to be negative.
Put this in, like the girls, their stuff was like neon, and then they had these jackets with the same sequins as us, and we'll go on that. And then they always had like little, all of them had like feathers and stuff, like almost like a little, because that they were supposed to look like birds. That's what is in Seussical if you've ever seen it.
Yeah. So in the wintertime, we had short sleeve shirts. Okay. Which we were all different colors. Like I had purple, there was blue, and I think there was green.
Like red. I think there was green because and there was like that orange.
Yeah, it was like those four different colors that the girls had.
Yeah.
We all had those colors, right? And the sequence were living hell.
They were literal razor blades.
So we went 2 performances with them on. Like we figured it out in dress rehearsals that these things sucked.
Yeah.
Like to do lifts.
They were hard to do anything. Hard
to
move in.
They sucked. For the boys, it sucked.
Our arms up so bad.
Like literally, we got done with 2 performances, and by the end of the second performance, it literally looked at all of the boys. We were cutting ourselves because they just lines
all the way up. And some of us people was like on the neck.
And some of us started bleeding.
Yeah,
it was bad.
I'm pretty sure at some point every boy started bleeding.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
So they ended up changing it to black.
Yeah, long black dress shirts,
which was fine. We were happy with, especially we were happy because this was wintertime. We were happy in the wintertime. We were fine with it.
Yeah, it was cool.
And then they were like, "Well, we're probably gonna bring them back in the summer, in the spring," and we all kind of got pissed because we didn't want that at all. We're like, "No, that's not happening."
No.
So we pretty much, without vetoing it, we pretty much vetoed it. And we just
we all just wore our black shirts.
Yeah, we convinced them to let us just wear the black shirts.
And our teacher was like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Yeah, because it still gave, like, with the girls being colorful in the sequences, it still was the colorful Seussicalness that you
want. And we kind of looked like monkeys, which is kind of what we were supposed to look like. So
true. And then the Beach Boys, you know, we all just it
was Hawaiian shirts.
That's all we wore. Girls got
Hawaiian shirts and these like blue jeans
and they were white Vans.
Oh yeah, I was kind of jealous of that.
Yeah, I wish
we got was shirts.
You know what sucks is the next time they did the freaking Beach Boys,
you guys got shorts?
No, they got shorts. I didn't get shorts. They got shorts. Because I didn't get to do it the second time. I didn't do Beach Boys the second time.
Yeah, that's true. And the time before, too, they got shorts.
Yeah. So, and it was, I think it was just because the person that was
the costumes.
Because she started doing it for us that year and then stuck with us for the rest until her daughters were out.
I know. She wasn't great at costumes.
Nope.
You know who you are.
No salt level, but there's a lot of salt level.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Not like you're gonna put. Well.
Yeah, not like you're gonna watch this. But yeah, so we did the Beach Boys. That was everyone had a solo too. Like everyone had at least one solo. And I was still super shy at this point. I'm still pretty shy. If you meet me in public, you'll be like, "This kid does what?" But I was super shy. I felt like I couldn't sing. I couldn't sing really. I felt like I was like just a burden to dance. Like it wasn't great. It wasn't a good time, you know. And so we were trying out for solos, and I got one in Beach Boys. I got was it Surfing USA? Yeah. Which is like the last song, and that's like the solo that everyone wanted. I was like, oh no! And at the time, oh my gosh, I had like long hair. Like it was like down to my shoulders.
It was freaking long.
It was so long. And like,
didn't you have cornrows at some point with that?
Yeah, at one point with the summer. Yeah, dude.
I love that picture.
Yeah, I know, it's so funny. We should talk about that someday too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had this long hair, and I was like, I couldn't hit the notes. I just kept trying. I couldn't hit the notes. And finally, I don't know. I think I was just like, whatever, send it, you know, full commit. And I just like did my little hair flip, and all the girls were like, "Ooh!" And I'm like that.
And that's when
while I'm singing,
got there, and he was a cocky prick.
Yep, 100%. I'll own it. You gotta perform. But yeah, so just like went like that. I could actually sing it. I was like, what is this magic? This is incredible. It was awesome. It was a good one.
It made it more fun for all of us.
Which in Beach Boys, like there was a lot of cool things we did with Beach Boys. Like that one retirement home, where Brian from the Beach Boys lives. So we actually got to perform for a Beach Boy.
Yep.
I got to sing that solo for one of the Beach Boys. I didn't find out until after the show.
I didn't find out until the next time we went to Chicago.
Really?
When you and me were talking about it when we were texting back and forth, and you told me about that, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that happened. I didn't know that was a thing until 2 years later.
Which is so funny. It's so funny. But yeah, that was fun. We did lots of performances. A couple were like in the city and stuff. So.
Yeah. There was one performance where we had... So, it was the sketchiest stage ever.
Oh my gosh, it was so sketchy.
Like literally, like there's pictures of us like going, like we had the bow that we would do at the end of every show, and you look on like 90% of people's faces. Some were like super chill, mellowed out. Yeah. Others were we were just like, we were like my face. I look at my face and I'm like, yeah, I was terrified because they were moving.
Yeah, they were just like platforms they put us on, and normally we're like, sure, whatever, we'll perform on concrete, but they were like, oh, we got this awesome stage. And all this stuff, and yeah, we like, because we run up and then we stop, and it was like whenever we'd stop, it would start to slide.
Yeah, and they had the same thing, same setup the next time we went.
Dude, that's so funny. That's so funny.
But we were performing, and there was this homeless guy there. He was just living life.
He was
enjoying life with just jamming out with us. You know, singing along,
during the bridge solos and stuff.
You know,
like, everyone was dancing. It was a dance party during Beach Boys and stuff.
He was so much fun to watch.
He was so
fun.
He
helped
I'm sure
up that performance because there was a lot of heat too.
There was a lot of heat. There was a lot of heat in Chicago that year, man.
Yeah,
it was hot.
It was a lot hotter that time than the second time.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, he was just vibing, dude. He was chilling. He was and he like afterwards, he was like, I just want to say thank you guys. You like made my day, and like. And keep in mind, this was one of the it was like second or third performance. Maybe
I think it was.
Yeah,
it was at least the second day. So
yeah, I know it was like the second day, but that was kind of the point where we were like, whoa, like some random dude, and he was just like, once it was over after we did our street dance, we kind of just we were walking around, and our director all got us together and was like, yo, dude, like this guy wants to say something to you, and he's just like crying. He's like, that just made my day, like. I'm going through some stuff. This is super fun. It was nice to just have fun for 30 minutes. 30. How was it? 45 minutes.
It was 45 minutes. No, well, 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
Yeah,
is how long the show generally was. I think that one was that year was a little bit longer because they threw in an extra song for Fame that year.
Oh yeah,
because of some stuff that happened.
Yep.
But
yeah,
we'll not go back into that because.
Nope. Yeah. But yeah, so they had an extra song. It was whatever. But yeah, and he was just like going on. He was like, "This is so awesome. Like, where are you guys from? And like, where can I see you again? Where can I see this again?" So it was super cool.
Yeah,
it was definitely a cool performance.
It was. That's one of the performances that I'm like. I remember that performance very well.
Me too.
But
that was one. Yeah. That's another one of those performances that's like, dude,
like
I'm gonna take that to my grave. Yeah. That is definitely top 10.
Top 10 for sure.
And like after that, we were just like allowed to go roam the city. It was pretty fun. We saw a lot of stuff.
Got to see the big bean that's there.
Yeah, big shiny bean.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
first year.
Once again, this is the first year I got split off from everyone, and I was just chilling in Chicago alone. So I guess at this point, 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That one that year I was at the Bean for like 5 minutes to take a picture and then left.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The second time I was there for a while, and it was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Whatever.
It's nice to hang around. It's a cool place.
It was all right. I mean, honestly, it's not really that special. Like it's a giant
bean.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. I have tons of little ones. I had tons of little ones for dinner.
Yeah,
it was great. They weren't shiny metallic, but
yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, there's some cool stuff to see there.
Yeah.
We got tilted. Anyway, there's this thing where it's up.
Wells Fargo building?
No, not the Wells Fargo building. It might be the Wells Fargo building now.
I don't remember what building.
But
it is.
it's the one that's like almost
huge.
like
It's like almost the tallest. It is the tallest.
I think it is the tallest. Yeah. But you go up to like I guess like 96th or like 101st floor or something like that.
You're pretty up there.
Yeah, you're pretty up there. And there's this platform that's just like attached to the side of the building, right? You just like walk out and hold it, and then it starts to go down.
Yep.
and they're like, you can step off, but you can't get back on. And like, I'm like, dude, this is sick. And you're looking down the side of this building, 100 something stories up. And then they're like,
there were some girls. There was even some girls that were like laying on the glass and
really,
like, yeah. And her mom was flipping out.
That's hilarious. Because I know one of the girls that went with me, she was like sticking her butt out.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't want to be on this. Like, this is so cool, but I don't want to be
Like,
on
I was
this.
kind of like, I wasn't like going that far out, but I was like,
I know, you were back a little bit.
I was like,
this is sus.
I'm not great with heights. I mean, I'm a little
Yeah.
bit better now, but I was not great with
Oh
heights.
my
then.
gosh, well, that's so high.
Yeah.
Like, if a bolt slips, you're done. You're gone. That's it. Goodbye.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. And it goes like halfway, and the dude, like, everyone's like, wow, that's so cool. And then it starts to keep going, and you're like leaning out like this far. You're like holding yourself. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
don't fall. And like, it's not sealed to the building. Like, when it goes down, there's like
It's
total air gap above you.
Yeah, and there's like
air below
like
you.
the whole room that you're like, because you walk into a separate room to get onto this thing.
Yeah.
And you can hear it as soon as you
Yeah.
walk in that room, you can hear. Oh yeah, this is
outside.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, anyway. That was intense, man. And like, so many people were freaking out. One of the guys I was with was like,
it was
so cool.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
terrifying though.
Yeah, look up if you guys can, look up the Tilt Chicago or something like that. It was very cool.
Yeah. What else was there?
Oh yeah, so we went to go see Motown the musical. Really good musical. I don't think they're like playing it anywhere.
Oh yeah. I forgot
was
about
good.
this. I forgot about this one. Yeah.
Really?
I was like,
it was very
just
good.
I mean, it was like I don't know, dude. Like, plays
That's
it hard
true.
for them to stick with me.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
I
fair.
remember something wrong because it was funny. I
It
don't
was
really
so funny.
remember.
And it was so different, but Motown, real good, solid.
It was very
Kind of tells about the origin of like Motown music and like
It got a lot of Michael Jackson reference in that.
yeah, a lot of Michael Jackson.
Like, which makes sense
Um,
because that's
Yeah, that's
where he came from.
Like, and not so much
basically.
Michael Jackson, more like Jackson 5.
Well, yeah, but like,
But, like, yeah.
but like Michael came from
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that you know.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. And like, yeah, basically like all the people from Motown and stuff, like writing songs and kind of it was super cool.
What kind of the feel would be? It was good. It was cool.
Yeah, it was very cool, and like there
Now that I
it was
remember it.
dramatic and stuff. It was a good musical. It was a good musical.
Yeah.
But afterwards that night, I don't know what possesses people. There were 3 boys, and they called themselves the Vanilla Feet Warmers.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This turned into a
turned into a
contest
competition.
because it was the vanilla feet warmers and then the chocolate something or others.
Chocolate hand holders.
Oh my gosh.
So, the Vanilla Feet Warmers, it was so funny. They had like a balloon, a trash can turned upside down. One of the dudes had this like space helmet thing he bought, and they're like, and one of them could fart under their armpit. So they were doing that, and then they started singing ABC. It was so funny. And like, they just put this on the group chat at, I don't know, it was like 12:31 in the morning.
Yep.
And everyone was like, because all of a sudden people started waking up because they'd already been asleep, and they're like, dude, this is so funny. This is so fun. It's hilarious. And then the next night, no. So the Vanilla Feet Warmers did I Want You Back.
No, they did it.
No. Because Chocolate Hand Holders did
ABC.
But yeah, so the Chocolate Hand Holders, next day, garbage can, someone put something over their head, and they had a balloon. And it was making it squeak.
And she would like get up and like spread. Like,
Yeah, she would spread her knees, and like, it was so fun. It was hilarious, dude. It was so funny. We need to talk to these people and see if we can put it in the video, because it's so funny.
And then the Vanilla Feet Warmers did another video with added people to it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was a lot. That was so funny though. But yeah, and it was like, it went on like this, like every night. There was like, there's gonna be a little like concert, and they were like, prepare for the chocolate hand warm or chocolate feet holders. No,
I don't
vanilla
remember.
feet
Vanilla feet warmers,
vanilla feet warmers,
chocolate
hand holders.
Yeah.
And they would be like, okay, well, we've got a little like performance tonight, and if you were like cool, you got invited into the room, and if not, you just see it on Group Me, and like, dude, that was so fun. And that was like one of the like parts that kind of brought the groups together, because it was like,
It was funny.
yeah, all the people in Vanilla Feet Warmers were in the younger group with us in Encore, and then all the people in Vanilla or Chocolate Hand Holders was in the older group. and they were all girls, and Vanilla Feet Warmers was all guys.
It was kind of funny.
It was so funny, and like, dude, just everyone got along on that tour. Like, everyone was vibing, everyone was chilling. It was good.
Well, sort of. You and me weren't yet.
Okay, well, yeah, we were okay. Like, we were together. But yeah, like, do you remember when we bought the Bluetooth speaker?
Oh, that was so much fun. So we bought.
Cool.
So we were walking down, like at this one of the days where we could just walk. We were walking. We dropped off at one point of Chicago in the city, and we were going to the next part.
Yeah.
We walked to that part, so we got picked up by the bus. And me and him were kind of like, we met up at some point. We separated, and then we met up, and then we did this.
And this was like later on in the tour. Like, we had started to like kind of come together, you know.
Which we'll go over.
Yeah, that'll be kind of the end.
We walked into a Best Buy. I don't know why. I think it's because we felt like it was like a fancy Best Buy for some reason. Because it was like in a tower. It was super cool.
It was bottom floor.
Actually, dude, it was the same building as the Tilt.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It was.
But we walked in and we're just looking around, and we find this little speaker, which I still have in a drawer in my kitchen.
Heck
yeah. It doesn't work though.
Oh,
but it's
I
fine.
can fix it.
Okay. But we grabbed it, but we bought it because it was like $20.
Yeah,
it was like, whatever.
something stupid.
And like, as both of us were walking in the store, we're like, dude, we could use this to like prank people. And like, we could like make noises, which we never ended up doing.
Well, I think we tried to pull some crap on our chaperone, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It never really worked out. It was just like playing music, because we're still pretty into metal, not gonna lie, but we just like started playing metal.
And both of us are like we were metal, not metalheads, but we were metalheads. And
yeah.
I mean, thanks, Dad. You know,
Jared.
Yeah. You're, but but so we kind of just had that jam, and he was fine with it a little bit.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
Whatever.
It's
pretty
not
chill.
his forte. It was not his forte. But he didn't really like. He wasn't very strict, so he was like,
no.
Whatever.
And like,
go
if he wasn't about it, he was like, I'm gonna go take a walk.
I mean, and his daughters were there, so he hung out with them a lot too.
Yeah, but he was a cool shopper.
Yeah, he was.
He was very chill.
And we, you know, I mean, it turned out to be a good speaker, but it was fun. Yeah. But you know,
it was fun. It was fun. Just the
intent for what it was.
One of the first shenanigans. Yeah.
That kind of started everything.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Dude, and there was we did a lot in the city. Like, we went on that boat ride.
Yeah, we did.
Through the river that goes through Chicago. That was super fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Played soccer on the beach.
Were they red and blue when we went the first time? Because I remember they were lit up like lightsabers one of the times.
What?
But there was like on the top of that tower where the Tilt was, they had two posts that go up.
I think it was red and blue.
Because it was pretty close to 4th of July.
No.
Oh no, because that was when France was.
Yeah.
That was shortly after France. Yep, that's right. My bad. Yeah. I apologize.
Something with France.
Because I remember one time.
Issue, but
yeah, there was like some sort of bombing.
Yeah.
There was because they were lit. I remember them being lit up, and then I remember the second time that they were lit up different colors, and they would just look like lightsabers, so I called them lightsabers.
Hey, whatever works, man.
I'm a nerd. It's fine.
Yeah, dude, same. But yeah, so just like doing the boat ride, that was pretty fun. And like because at this point usually. Because boat ride was on like day 3, so about halfway through, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we did a lot at like the halfway point. But normally the groups would still kind of be like staying, sitting with people in that group, and then the other, like, Fame would be sitting with people in Fame, Encore would be sitting with people in Encore. But we were all mixed at this point. Like, we were all just sitting together, it was whatever, making friends. Like, everyone was just kind of introducing them to each other, even though we all like knew each other's names.
And I think it, like, I think it made that tour and like the performances. I mean, at this point, because I mean, it like created a better like vibe for all of us. We were all
super close. We were all like. It wasn't a competition between groups, because sometimes it has been.
Like, in all honesty, like, I will be 100% honest. Even when we were in Fame and Encore, it felt like a competition.
Oh yeah.
And
I feel like part of that was just because that Fame was so good. We're like, we can't be this bad.
No.
And it wasn't bad we were by any means, but we
were like, that was like, it felt like we were all friends kind of after that tour, and I think it really helped like with the next year, like everybody that stayed for Fame or went into Fame
kind of helped like just
create that synergy.
So type, good, dude. So good.
And I think with that, like, because I mean, I think it added to this performance that we were going to talk about.
Yeah, I think so too. Because this was like, I guess it would have been. Oh,
it was like day 4.
Yeah, it's like it was like the next day.
I wish we would have the map, the itinerary, because I didn't. I forgot to grab those.
Me too.
But
I think I've got it somewhere.
I know my mom does.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because that would tell us we could break down the timeline way better. But yeah, we were just at this point like in the tour, which normally it's not like this, but we were all like we were hyping each other up for performances. We were getting super excited. Mm-hmm. Everyone was performing like to their fullest. Yep. It was so good. Oh, and the street dance that year was Dirty Pop.
Oh, that made that
so sick.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. But yeah, I guess that kind of brings us to this performance. So it's day 4. Mm-hmm. It's this place there called Misericordia. It's a little bit like a Boys and Girls Club.
Well,
with permanent residency for people with severe special needs. Mm-hmm. Like some of these people, I mean, they were people. It wasn't just kids. They were like had been given up by their parents because they had special needs, and this place took them in. And it was just like
both times that this is the performance that I was stoked for.
Yeah.
Both times for this performance, getting to experience it both times was super great, just because it was
like it's almost hard to put into words.
It is. It felt more like getting to experience it twice. I feel like I have a better understanding of like what I want to say of it. It was more of. It didn't feel like a performance. It felt like it was the first time that like a performance didn't feel like a performance.
It was more, it was less about performing and more about like making these people's day.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it was more for me. It was more of a getting to experience something.
Yeah,
getting to realize how fortunate I am in the situations that we were in.
Gosh.
Getting to perform for
being able to like have the means to go to a different state and perform for these kids.
Yeah,
well, these people. There were more than just kids there.
It was like this. Like I still don't even know how to put it into words. Like
it's and like one thing, just kind of for reference. So we go into this. We don't really know what to expect. A lot of kids were like, "Oh yeah, this will just be like any other Boys and Girls Club, whatever. We'll perform. It'll be good. We'll go around. We'll talk. Some of the kids will stay and talk with us and say they really enjoy the performance and stuff. But most of them will probably leave, go back and do whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so we get there, and we're like setting up and stuff. And right before all the kids come in, because we told them we're like, just because of the situation. I mean, again, a lot of them were severely like disabled. A lot of it is understanding your place,
understanding your place. But I felt grateful for the opportunity to, get to be there to know them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could see happiness in their eyes. Still,
100%. They were happy. And honestly, this is good. This might make some people mad in Utah. That's the best crowd we've ever performed for.
It was, because it wasn't like it wasn't just a performance.
No,
I mean, it felt like it was something, like an opportunity. Like I said, but
it felt bigger.
It was like it felt like a straight up party.
Yeah,
that
all the time.
We were like
that we were fueling.
Yeah,
just by freaking singing, which we had done, and how many times before?
Yeah, and like the Seussical for us was phenomenal because they knew those stories.
Yeah, they knew Dr. Seuss, and they were like, "Oh yeah, dude." It was so cool.
It was like
and then I kind of going back to what, because this will hopefully kind of help break it down into words, but like so what we were saying with like people were just like, it's another Boys and Girls Club. Our director, right before everyone came in, he said, "Don't cry.
Yeah,
you'll probably start to cry, but don't cry. They just may not get it. They may not understand that it's not sad tears. So he was like telling us, he was like, you like really need to keep it together. You cannot, you just can't cry." And everyone was like, "Oh yeah, dude, that'll be easy, whatever, that's fine." It wasn't easy, by the way.
No. The second time was even harder.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure. But I'm like, we did the performance, like we were saying, like they knew Seussical, they knew like all the stories. They were all about Horton, and it was so cool.
Like, I felt like that performance gave us an advantage over Fame just because of that.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a competition. Like
no,
it wasn't.
At this point, again, not a competition.
But it definitely felt like being able to do those songs and them to
have
understand
that,
it
response, and have someone, because a lot of the people we performed for had never seen Seussical before, or like didn't remember Dr. Seuss. Mm-mm. And to have these people just be like, yeah, Dr. Seuss, yeah. Mm-hmm. It
was one of those it's top performance.
Yeah,
because of everything. And I get to put it down twice.
I don't. I wish I could have, but
I mean, I get to put it down twice, but in reality, like that one I would love to. I put down twice.
Yeah,
and I'm glad I got to.
Yeah,
but the fact of doing those 2 extra twice, I wish I wouldn't.
Yeah. But in like what's the other one? Fascinating Rhythm was pretty hard. Some of the kids, it was a hard medley. Some of our kids struggled to like keep on time with it. And man, these kids were just having a party. These dudes, like everyone in there was just having a party. They were clapping whenever they wanted. It was cool. Yeah. It was whatever. And it was like, they just wanted to be like, they wanted to party, like you said. Mm-hmm. And after that, it was like us Beach Boys. Mm-hmm. And like, I remember there's this one girl. She had a lei. And she like held it up. She's like, yeah, beach party. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was
so good.
That was one of those and like afterwards, like we got to go out and just talk to them before they they had to go. Like we were given extra time to take down.
Yeah, like, and normally I think we're given like 30 minutes or something like that to walk the audience and take down. And this time I feel like it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, we had a lot more time to take down. We took it down like a lot of like the bigger stuff just so that nobody could trip on it, hurt themselves, or anything like that.
Because we had a lot of like chords and
stuff. Like, we had amps that were up here.
Yeah, they were
the speakers, not amps. But we took those down and whatnot. But we were able to, talk to them and like say hi and whatnot.
Yeah, and kind of like get to know their name. They got to know our names. Yep. They would ask. It was
a good experience, and I'm glad I got to do it.
And it was 100% like a full on party. And man, talking to those people like after that performance, it changed me. It really did. Like I know that sounds super cheesy, but
I think it changed like, a lot of us.
I think so too, because it was like we had never like it was. I don't know. It had made such a difference in that moment. Mm-hmm. Even though it seemed like super mundane and nothing to us, it had made like such a difference.
Yeah, and I think it even like that, like just that performance for the rest of the tour, it pumped the rest of the performances. Because I remember that whole 100%. Next day, we were just pump, and then the next day after that was the day we were leaving. We were still like, let's go.
Yeah, 100%. Because normally it like winds down, but this time it was just
it kept going up. It was kept
going up.
Like that was the only time that it like went up.
Yeah.
Like even the second time I was there, it went down. Yeah. But
and again, I think that kind of comes down to the group and that performance. Like I said, it's so hard to put into words, like working with special needs people, because they're just like you said, you could see happiness.
It's just pure. It's pure happiness. It's not fake happiness. It's not.
No.
It's not putting on a fake smile. It's pure happiness because they don't know anything's wrong and they're just happy.
Yeah,
that's all there is to
it. All they're concerned about is what song is on now. You know,
what song is on now? What do I get to play with next? What do I get? And it was learning that, like understanding that a lot, even from for some of the workers that were working there.
Yeah,
like they're able to explain it to us. It was one of those things where it's like I wish I could live my life just pure happiness all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And like having something like that, and it helped the workers out. Like, not that it was like a rough day, but it was like a Wednesday. Like it was the middle of the week. Everyone's starting to get tired, And like I said, this is a full-time care facility, and there were, man, like at least 50, 60 people in that audience, probably more.
Yeah, at least 50.
And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, that changed me. Having that like experience of just knowing, seeing it firsthand that I like something that we did made a difference.
Yeah.
Forget every other performance that year. That performance, that alone, made a difference.
Yeah, it did. And I even think that impacted like the kids' night, like we've talked about before. I think that gave a whole new meaning to it too, because we understood not what Clayton. We understood. We had a better understanding of what Clayton really was.
Yeah, what the purpose of it was.
Yeah,
was to make a difference, and like that one again, just it's so hard to put into words.
Yeah,
it was almost magical. I swear.
I mean, if you want the most accurate, magical is the most accurate. Yeah. But like in all reality, you can't really put it into words.
No. And it was just something that it's like, man, that's one thing that I'm like, if I could go back in time and do that one more time, I would. 100%.
Yeah.
I would do that show. And like seeing the way that, because some of them, I mean, afterwards, some people were still dancing and stuff. And like we went over and danced with them. It was super fun. But yeah, it was just, that's what I think kind of like made this tour. Is that it's like we had both groups together. We were performing so well. It was so good. You could feel it. Everywhere we went, we left like a positive energy. Like
we were definitely the most positive out of any of the tours. That was definitely the most positive.
Like we left a good vibes in our wake, if that makes sense. Like wherever we went, it was always, we left people happier than when we got there.
Yep.
Which was just, it was so. Man, it was so good. It was so good. And I think it really did, like you said, everyone in Kids Night kind of, like, focused in and was like...
It even gave the song, like, I call it the theme song of Clayton, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But Prayer of the Children.
Yeah.
It gives that more of a... to me, it gives that more of a meaning.
Yeah.
Than
almost
just a
context.
song. It's like, more, it's like a meaning of a song. It's not just a song, that's a song.
Yeah, this is what it like. This
is a legit like relate to the lyrics. Relate like
it was Which and if you Kurt Bester, Pray the Children, look it up. You might even be able to find us singing it.
Because there's cathedrals and stuff that we sing it in.
Which and I remember especially after that because we sang it there and I think that's where I just like broke down and I can't sing that song without crying.
Yeah,
I just can't.
I remember singing it because I was like.
I don't know, me too. It was one of those things where it was like, and keep in mind, a Kids Night, no adult, no director. We just did it. And that was like the first time we'd done that at Kids Night, and I was like, what? Like, I don't know. It was something that was, like I said, it kind of brought that meaning in where it was like, this is what we're doing. This is why we do this. And and singing it. Oh my gosh! In this Chinese restaurant, to our bus driver. Do you remember him? He was this hardened Russian man. He was like, "This is you guys are a bunch of annoying kids, whatever." But by the end of it, he loved us.
He was super like he would have been like, "Yeah, you're a bunch of annoying." Like he like mine with that mentality, but his face said otherwise. Even when he was like, and we had him both times. Like I remember when we met his wife the first time and his dog. And they brought us candy.
Yeah.
It was it was interesting candy, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
But it was
like Russian candy.
He's one of those guys. He's like Rob. Like we made not made a difference, but like we impacted their life.
Yeah, in such a way that it's like they'll cross state lines to drive our bus. And like we sang to him. Oh my gosh, I remember his face. We sang "Prayer of the Children" in this little just local Chinese restaurant. We circled all around the restaurant. It was only us and him in there. And we sang "Prayer of the Children." He just started like sobbing, and it was just that was another one of those times where it's like we made a difference. We know that we brought some light into this man's life.
It was that's one of those songs that will if with the right understanding and with the right performance of it. It's one of those touching songs.
It is very It'll always hold like a spot.
Yeah, for sure.
But and it just. Man, and again, like a Kids Night, which I don't know if we've really described what Kids Night is. Basically, we all get together. It's at the very last night of tour, and we kind of reflect on the tour. A lot of it is telling like where we came from, what kind of how we found Clayton.
It's a weird night to just talk about like outside of it.
Yeah, it's super weird without the proper context.
Yeah,
and like it almost had like a reverence to it.
It did.
Like I remember, because the first time I went, I think the first time that it was like really like what I think of as a kids' night was Chicago.
Yeah.
Whereas like everyone went in there.
It was that would definitely be because I was gonna we'll talk about that in the next part of it,
but just like everyone walked in there, everyone was like super quiet. That we weren't, and we were a chatty group. Like we were, you know.
Well, we were all friends.
Yeah, we were all friends, all from Utah, all pretty loud. That's life. But I just remember like not hearing anyone or like a couple whispers here and there. And I was in like the basement of the hotel. They just like let us use it. It had like a commons area, and they were just like, yeah, we'll make sure no one comes in. And then I just like really like getting to know some of like our cohorts and stuff, and just realized like where a lot of these people came from. Like a lot of it we had just never talked about, realizing that some people, even though they might like appear, you know, fine,
or like a hard ass,
or they really aren't. Like they're going through some stuff. This makes a difference in their life too. Like us shine, like us letting our light shine impacts them too, like you know. And it's just and like I said, just singing Prayer of the Children that night, I remember that so well. We're all just singing, like sitting down there, and we just start singing, and it's just I started bawling.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't cry, but
no, yeah,
I have
one of those, like at that point, dude. We were. I mean, like I said, 15.
Like I was upset. I could, like, if I was able to cry, I would have cried. Type thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like it's hard for me to cry, I guess is what I could say. But
I think you were crying.
I know
there were tears that night.
I only remember one time that I actually cried, and that was in New York. That's the only in New York.
Oh, never mind. Just once in New York.
Yeah,
that's fair. But yeah, I just
it's an emotional thing.
Yeah, and like I remember. Me and that one chaperone we talked about last week.
Yeah, I remember.
You're good.
Yeah,
you're chill. When we went to Florida, I remember us crying, all of us. Like we were just like each one of us were taking turns hugging.
Yeah, I think that's because you and me thought it was our last years too.
Yeah, I think so.
Then I, was a super senior twice. But
and I had one more year in me after that, but. And like I said, I'm pretty sure everyone cried that night. Just because, not that it matters, but it was just, like I said, it showed a lot. A lot of people were very vulnerable that night. I think everyone was very vulnerable.
I think, and I know, we were. Yeah. You and me were for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Which, and there's something else just to quickly tie it in. It's kind of the theme of Clayton is this poem from Nelson Mandela. I actually have a card with it in my wallet. I keep it on me at all times.
I wish I still had it, dude. I lost it when I moved.
I'll get you another one. Should I just read that now? Or like, I don't care.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. And this poem kind of gives some context. It hangs, or it had hung in the studio all that time, and I had never really noticed it until this year when our director
pointed it out.
Yeah, and we kind of had like in the pre-tour meeting that we were talking about, he had someone like he read it
on a chair, and she read it.
Yeah, and we kind of didn't really know what it meant, and then it kept coming up throughout the tour.
And I mean, he made her read that multiple times.
Yeah, like 3 times.
And it made her emotional.
Yeah,
but like the rest of us were like
about the words and like and she was older. I think she kind of started to get a little bit more. But by the end of that tour,
we understood it.
Everyone understood it because it was, like I said, it kept coming up. We talked about it at kids' night. I think someone even read it, and like it came up after Misericordia. And anyway, but so here it is. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela's inauguration speech. And it says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and famous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest to the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in all of us. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
And I thought that was a song. Like, I thought that was a piece of a song.
It was a
the
song?
entire time before we
Yeah.
found out it was a poem.
Yeah.
I thought it was a song that he wrote.
Yeah. He didn't write it.
Nope, he didn't.
But that was just that. Keeping that in mind, like letting it says like letting your own light shine. Like you need to perform, you know, and that can be applied to so many things in life. That's kind of why I keep it in my wallet. But it's like, especially in this case, we needed to like share our light. We had these gifts, even if we weren't great at them. I wasn't a great dancer. I wasn't a great singer. I'll be the first to say that. But
I never have been, never will be.
Yeah, exactly. But we were good enough to change someone's day.
And it was an enjoyable thing for us to do, and it was very teaching. And I think it's not an I think, it's a I know that this has impacted and changed who we are today.
Us together.
Us being friends
is we wouldn't be friends without this, without these teachings, without without these experiences, and
that's the biggest surprise to everybody when we tell them that, which is funny to me still,
because we hated each other,
so
it was hilarious.
This is a hilarious story because it started as little kids, basically, because we were in USA. And this was before your pre-Jammin' and Hero and Celebrate, right?
So
we're in USA.
Groups,
And I just flat out, I was an annoying shit. I just was. I was annoying. I was an annoying kid.
A little, not to be like that, but most kids that age are pretty annoying.
Yeah, but I was pretty bad. But and I would annoy a lot of people, and I annoyed him one day. And he pushed me on the ground and then sat on me.
Because I was like, I'm done with your shiz, bro.
Yeah, literally. And I got pissed. And then after that, both of us hated each other.
Oh, yeah, for a long time.
So to the point where we went on USA's tour to California. We went to Branson.
And you were in two groups in Branson. And
no,
I was like,
I wasn't. I was just in Jammin'.
Jammin' and Hero, bro.
No, I was just in Jammin'. Then we went to Seattle, and I was in Hero and Celebrate.
Oh. Maybe that's when I thought you were. I was like, this stuck-up prick.
Yeah. But so, and on this Seattle tour, which I think this has a lot of impact on us too.
Has a lot of impact. This is definitely like a turning point.
So thank you to the teacher that made us do this.
Thank you. We had...
Which I think if we told her it was her fault that we're friends.
Yeah, she'd be very upset.
Yeah, well, I don't know if she'd be upset because she. Well, maybe because
we were
after that we would piss her off a lot.
In Encore, I know, because we would never shut up. We would never shut up, and we were like, we thought we were like hot stuff because that was the year we were two groups. She was very.
She did not like us.
No,
and that's fine.
It is totally fine.
But so that tour, the Seattle tour. There was a lot of drama just between everybody. Like everybody was hating everybody.
Not very many people got along that year.
There was a lot of CTRs that were
not good. TLDR, Clayton Tour Romance.
Which were the worst thing ever.
Horrible. Oh, Chicago, no CTRs. None that I can remember.
There was like an unwritten rule that there was no CTRs.
There was none.
It was like...
And I think it was after that third day, because that's usually when people start getting CTRs. It was after that third day that we were like... Maybe it was after the fourth day. Anyway, it was after one of our performances that we were just like, nope. We got to focus on performing.
Yep.
So,
but we
in Seattle, tons of CTRs, tons of drama, tons of cliques. People hated each other. It was so annoying.
I had a CTR.
You did? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't.
I wish I wouldn't have had it.
But
I mean, it was I could laugh about it, and then I couldn't laugh about it, and now I can laugh about it.
That's true.
But it was so funny how that worked out too.
It was so funny. But yeah, and then so one of the teachers she was like, enough. She was like, "This is stupid. Quit acting like this." And it started to like impact our performances. Like people were like, "I don't want to dance with them. I don't want to be on stage with them. I don't feel good. I don't want to go on."
And there was a lot of fights before performances and
like stuff that like almost broke out into fist fights. Man, it's a freaking miracle that we survived that tour. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just like all that crap was going on before.
And we, so this teacher had, broken it down and made us pair with somebody, which she kind of chose most people, and then we just kind of got stuck together.
Well, I think no, because she was pairing people. She was like, "You guys have to work together," and like she was pairing people with people that they didn't really either know or like. So she paired us together.
Yeah, and we hated each other
so much.
Bad. He would talk to somebody else and be playing video games with somebody else, and we had to sit in the same seats. Like that's part of the rules. We had to sit together.
Yeah, on the bus for like I think it was like
the rest of the tour.
Oh, it was the rest of the tour?
I remember being
because we did it in the airport.
Except for I do remember always sneaking away.
Yeah, which is like I was like whatever, I don't care. Screw this kid.
But we had to create a handshake together, and everybody was doing like all these elaborate handshakes,
super elaborate.
Cool things,
it was always
and whatnot.
Just like there's some that were like 3 minutes long. Some people had like a song and they would run together.
We put one together like 5 minutes before the contest started.
Yep. Maybe not even that long.
Maybe not. But like it was pretty
chill. It was just like
and then we did the chest bump.
Yeah.
So
first time it went off without a hitch. We were like, whatever. That's
what we were gonna do. Have a nice day.
And chest bump went fine. It was good. No problems. It was kind of lame.
We go to do it in front of everybody.
Oh, and to preface this, I think it was like a $15 gift card or something. There was some sort of...
I don't remember there being something for it.
There was some prize. I don't remember what it was, but I know there was some prize.
I know we didn't get it because we didn't get first place, but we got the funniest.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I like there was something. But yeah.
You know what? We got something way better than a $15 gift card.
Way better. Way better.
But we had we go up. We start doing the thing, and we do the chest bump, and.
I went a little too hard.
Well, he went a little too hard, and
you kind of didn't go hard enough.
I did. Well, okay, I didn't go hard enough, but also, I was a tiny kid.
Yeah, you were a tiny kid.
I was very like
I've always been pretty chunky.
Which is why I was pissed when you sat on me.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Yep.
Like at that point, like
I'm taken. I used that to my advantage. That was the point.
You did, but I was very small, and he basically threw me, and I landed on my back
at least two or 3 feet away, and he just like rolled, and everyone started laughing. I was like, oh gosh, oops, and like everyone was cracking up. They were like, oh, you planned that right? We're like, yeah. And we ended up winning, like you said. It was like
the funniest one. And it was worth it.
It was pretty fun.
And I mean,
after that, I don't. Like,
we could tolerate at that point. We could kind of tolerate each other, but not really.
Yeah, yet. I mean, like we were still like okay, this isn't so bad. We don't absolutely despise
each other. However, I remember when we were getting paired for Chicago tour, whatnot, and they told us who we were with. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of upset.
Oh, dude, same.
So
I was very upset.
So I was like, oh, okay.
And I think it was like after that, after we had started the handshake competition, that we were like, oh, we have to hang out with each other.
Yeah.
Because that's when we got the speaker and stuff.
Well, I mean, because that was before that was Celebrate. Handshake contest was Celebrate.
Oh yeah, and then that was in Chicago. That's
but in Chicago, like I think it was being in the room helped too.
Yeah, I think that.
But we started getting in Chicago. We started becoming more friends and kind of doing
just like
stuff
talking
together
and stuff. And like that year, we had been like whatever.
Yeah, and the kids' night. I remember after kids' night, we both got to the hotel room. Yeah. And we ended up staying up talking until like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
If not even longer.
It was probably longer.
Yeah.
But I remember like at one point we were just like, okay, we gotta go to bed because we have performances tomorrow.
Yeah. And we had to like be up at like 7 in the morning. Yeah. We were talking.
We talked for a while.
That was when we became friends.
We
opened up about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, now like we opened up about a lot of stuff, and then after that, like that summer, and then even like Fame, like we just hung out.
Yeah, we hung out
all the time.
Like we hung out
every day
at school. Well, you weren't at my school yet.
No,
but
yes, I was. 9th grade, we were.
But
then I went to Taylorsville.
Yeah, because our first year in Fame was
first year
in high school. You're good. But yeah, and like you, so and we that summer and stuff. We hung out some more. And then I remember that year because he went to a different high school than me the first year. I gave him so much crap.
And he rightfully so gave me so much crap. However, we were still really good friends.
I gave you crap because we were good friends.
Yes, but like I think. Like, even, like, while we were at school, I'd be texting him.
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Yeah. Because I hated that school so much.
I don't blame you.
I remember... Dude, I think it's like just like put this into preference. Like I've referred to you as my best friend since that point in time. Just so you know.
Same.
But we when we started going to the same school, our junior year.
Yep.
This is funny to me.
Oh,
I still think this is
funny.
hilarious.
Oh, it's funny to me too.
So I'm sitting in history class on my phone.
Totally side.
Just
this is
don't-
a total sidetrack. Just
I mean, it just like it
shows how close we were.
It shows how close we were now, and like the surprise on everybody's face when we tell them we hated each other.
Yep.
Just chilling on my phone, you know. Never really did my work. I mean, I always did my work, and I always got it done. This girl, just, you know, I was sitting there on my phone, and she goes, "You're a total slacker student." And I was like, "What?"
This
You're
was
always
like-
on your phone.
At least in the first 2 weeks of school.
Yeah,
that this happened.
It was, maybe even 3.
Maybe even less than that.
Maybe.
It was something. It was like right at the beginning of school. It was within the first month.
Mm-hmm. And she, "You're a slacker student." I was like, "Okay, cool." And I was like actually upset about it.
Yeah, you're like,
I did not like her because I knew I wasn't a slacker student.
which is hilarious.
And but then she started hanging out with him.
Oh no! She did not. She asked you some things.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yep. Because we would always eat lunch together.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so it was always just me and him eating lunch together,
Yeah.
and
there was one other person.
Well,
She was
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And but there was one day she was like, "Well, can I sit with you and your cute friend?" And I was like,
Yeah, in the history class.
and like the next thing was lunch.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sure." Because I wanted to be nice. I wasn't gonna be a jerk. I was like, "Sure, whatever."
Whatever.
And
Hey, at least she asked, didn't just come sit down.
yeah, I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, I just don't want to just like sit down." And like she was like worried, like she didn't want to like be like weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
Which
I
is
was like,
funny.
"Well, go get your food and then just come sit down with me."
Yep.
Because he'll be sitting there at that point.
Yeah, because I always brought my lunch at
Yeah.
school, which was crap.
Well, I just ate it anyways. 'Cause
Yeah,
no
it
big
was
deal.
fine.
The nachos were fine.
Yeah, the nachos were fine.
But she comes and sits down, and then after that, you know, freaking however many years later, they're married and have a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty funny.
It's not my fault. I will never say that I put you two together because I didn't.
Nope.
But it's my fault.
Yep. But it was, oh my gosh, it was just so funny because she was like asking you. She's like, "Do you think he'd be okay if I asked him to this dance?"
I remember because
And
I
you were
remember I
like,
had to get your
"I don't
keys from
know."
you, and I was like not secretive about it. I was like,
I know
just
you're
give me
like,
your
yeah. I was
keys.
like, "Can I have your keys?" I'm like, "Why?" Like, just give me your freaking keys. I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And then you were like, "I'm taking your keys." I was like, "Whatever."
I was like,
fine."
I told you I'd bring them back in like half an hour.
Yeah, which you did.
I did.
But yeah, that was really funny. And you were just like, oh. And like, and to keep in mind, like at one point he was like, "Do you know this girl?" I was like, "I have no clue who she is." She's
Nope.
like, "Well, she likes you."
Yep.
And like, so I think you told her that I was on GroupMe. Because funny story, I didn't have a phone at the time.
No, she didn't. I remember that.
Yeah, all I had was a computer. So you got her on GroupMe and we started texting. And this was before I like knew she was. I thought she was fake. I thought you guys were messing with me. I really did. For like, because we were texting, I still hadn't met her for at least 2 weeks. And you would like, we would text back and forth. And like, I legit thought she was fake. I really did. I thought it was you guys trolling me. And then it's like a week later, I met her. I was like, "Oh, hi."
Yep. It was.
And the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah, but that just shows like we even told her like we hated each other at one point and she didn't believe it.
Yeah, no, she didn't believe it. She's like, "What? You guys are like..."
A lot of people still have a hard time with it.
I'm pretty sure she thought we were gay at first.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, I think a lot of people thought that at our high school.
That's
like
fine.
until she came in, I think a lot of people were like,
That's fine.
"Oh, it's totally
Honestly,
fine."
because if I was gay, he'd be choice anyways.
True. Same.
But yeah, everybody. It was funny. It's funny because like we tell that story and everybody's like, "There's no way you guys hated each other."
What? We hated each other
So much.
bad. Like I swear we almost got into a fist fight.
There was a
several
few
times.
times, dude. I remember a few times.
But
It
yeah,
was,
and just like at the end of that tour in Chicago, and
dude. That Chicago tour turned everything around.
yeah, that changed. That changed a lot. It really did. That changed my life, changed your life, changed us together. This YouTube channel wouldn't be a thing without it. Like we've said that a couple times before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we wouldn't be as good of friends with some of our friends, you know. Like,
yeah.
Our group, because after that tour, we were hanging out like every day in the summer. That was when it started. We were just like, yep, we'll just meet here in this man cave and just hang out. And we did that every day that summer.
Yep.
It was so much fun. It was so good.
It was.
And like, I just remember, because that summer, like the girls and guys gifts, I don't remember what we gave them. I feel horrible. But I remember they gave us pillowcases and they like wrote little notes on the pillowcase.
Which is what gave us the idea for pillowcases next year.
Yeah, but they signed the pillowcases.
We achieved. But we achieved more. Well, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't say achieved, but we did a lot more for them because I think we were like, it was something stupid that year. I feel like I don't even remember what it was.
Dude, I don't even remember what we gave them.
Neither do I.
I remember what we gave them the second time because I was in charge of it that time. Well,
wasn't it calendars?
No, that was the year after.
Ah, I helped you with that one. I remember that one. That was a pain.
So sorry. Thank you.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I still have the calendars on my computer somewhere. But yeah, because they gave us a pillowcase and signed it, and then it's like after that kids' night, so many people gave like second notes. Like one of the girls, she had like started learning calligraphy at the beginning of the summer, and she gave us all like handwritten notes with an envelope with our name and calligraphy on it. One of the girls gave everyone these with a personal note. There were so many, like I know the guys, I'm pretty sure we all did like second notes, and like anytime it was like someone's like birthday or any occasion, like someone, if they had to go in for surgery, we'd all like write them a little note or something.
Yeah, and everybody knew like as a group we were always there. We were always friends. We were always there for each other.
Always,
and we still are. Obviously, it's the same thing as high school. Like you could be really close with people. Some things just you float away because life goes on.
Yeah, you're doing different things with different people.
And it doesn't help when people date each other in that group.
That's very true. I don't think anyone's still together.
No, I know, because because they're not. Yeah, all of our friends, like, we've all dated, well, not you, but most of us have dated somebody within the group.
Yeah.
And none of us are with that specific other person.
Which is whatever.
It's fine. We're still
probably for the better.
It's probably, some of us is probably for the better.
Most of us are still friends and stuff.
Most of us are still friends. And
just because it's, like, just that camaraderie, like, even though it's, like, people dated, like, it's so hard to, like, just forget about that, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to push people away. I mean, in certain circumstances, it's hard to push people away.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just, that was such a good year. Yeah. And like, it led to so many good things. It led to Florida, which was like, I think as a whole, my favorite year, but man, nothing's going to top Chicago.
No. And I mean, after that, like with the camaraderie that was especially gained in Florida with the group of guys, led to one of the next podcasts that will come out.
Oh yeah. Look out for the D team. That'll be a good podcast. Maybe that'll be next week.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
We'll definitely...
We're gonna have to go through some old chats.
Yeah. This will have nothing to do with Clayton.
No. Other than everyone in it
was in Clayton. And we will definitely be... It'll be a lot more explicit, but it'll definitely be more... We're not going to put everything that we did in this.
Oh, no. Not everything. We'll put a lot.
We never did it. Okay, for all the parents that are watching this, because I know your parents are watching it, I know my dad's watching it, we didn't do anything illegal.
Too illegal. No drugs, no alcohol, no sex. I'm sure there was stuff illegal. I don't want to put that blanket statement out there that we didn't do anything illegal. I'm pretty sure we did something illegal, but it wasn't like... It was like... Ghost riding the whip. That was technically illegal. But yeah, so there's gonna
it'll be a lot of story time.
It'll be a lot of story time.
Don't worry, all of you that were a part of that. We're not gonna reveal people. We're not
names.
going to do anything.
Get phone numbers.
We're not gonna. And anything that was
incriminating, we will keep anonymous.
Questionable, slightly. Well, no names will be given other than ours.
Yep.
And that's mostly because both of us were pretty calm.
Yeah, that's true. Relatively. But yeah, so that was kind of the what Clayton was about. That was just kind of telling, because a lot of it came to us throughout this tour. Like it taught us what it was about,
and it gives more of like an idea. Like a lot of people, like we say Clayton, and everyone's like, okay, it was just some cool performing group. No, it was a huge impact on us.
And it's not just another singing and dancing group. It was very
much more different, and and I mean, it gives like light of like our friendship too.
Yeah.
Like of like what
kind of how it came to be. Kind of like why we're such good friends.
Why we're such good friends, and everybody thought we were gay. It's
I mean,
we kind of are, so it's
a
fine.
little bit. but yeah, I mean, it's like and like why we're still friends, like why we're still such good friends, I think is what I should say. Because like we're still friends with a lot of the people in Clayton, but we just don't talk like on a daily, you know,
like we do.
Yeah, we talk at least 3 times a day, probably more
than that. Yeah, because I still send you TikTok like all day long.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry,
that's all right. I don't care.
They're funny.
They are very funny. But yeah, so that was it. Yeah, don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and leave us a comment, letting us know if you want more details on any of these stories or anything like that. So.
And we'll definitely have a lot more stories. So if there's any of you that have stories with us that want to be a part of this a little bit,
if anyone's watching that was part of these shenanigans and they want to be a part of it, dude, hit us up. Like,
kind of wondering if we should get one of those guys on the D team.
I wonder. Well, let's finish up and then we can talk about that. But yeah, if you want to be a part of it, just let us know. We'll hit you up, and should be good to go.
Ring the bell for the next one.
Yeah, ring the bell for the next one. It's gonna be the D team. Should be pretty good.
The D team.
The D team. But see you later.